Hello. Gonna wait until a couple of people come live. I tried to do it on the desktop, but that wasn't working for me. So I had to get on my phone. Okay, so I can go ahead and get started. Happy holidays to everybody. I hope everybody had a happy Thanksgiving. It's time for Christmas, and then it's time for tax time. So I told y'all in November that I was going to be going live every week. But as you can see, I got braces now. So I took 2 weeks off because I kind of sound funny talking a little bit to myself. So I'm trying to get adjusted to the braces. And I want it to sound as clear as possible doing this. So I'm back. I shouldn't have to take a break off. I know today is not Wednesday, but going forward, we'll do it every Wednesday. So for those who don't know, my name is Gwen Wright, otherwise known as Gwen Wright, and I want to welcome you to this edition of Tax Talk with Gwen. Tax Talk with Gwen is where I come live right before every tax season and during tax season to talk about different things to get you prepared for the upcoming season. And so today I want to kick it off. Good morning. I want to kick it off with how can you all get prepared for this upcoming tax season. I thought this topic was very important because there's so many different changes and so many different things that you're going to need to file your taxes this upcoming season. So I wanted to go ahead and give you a heads up because some of the things you can start doing now, so that way when it's time for you to file your taxes, you're not having to wait till the last minute. Thank you. I had a great birthday. It was just my birthday as well. That's why also I didn't go live last week too. I had a lot going on. But let's talk about what y'all can do and what y'all can expect for this upcoming tax season. So one thing is y'all need copies of y'all tax returns. Now, if y'all going back to the people who been doing your taxes, you don't necessarily need a copy. But if you know that you're going to do your own taxes or you're going to go try somebody new, like you might come see me this year, then you're going to need copies of your taxes. And not from just last year, but all the way back from 2019. The reason why you're going to need your copies of your taxes is because it's 2 different things that's going to go on this upcoming tax season that a tax preparer is going to need your copies. One thing is for why you need 2019 is because just like, good morning, Jacqueline, just like this past tax season, you're still able to use your 2019 tax return for like earned income tax credit if your earned income was more in 2019 than in 2021. So if you know that you still didn't make as much money as you made in 2019 in this particular year, you're going to want a copy of your 2019 return because you're able to use your earned income from that particular year. Okay, so of course that was very major for people this year because a lot of people was on unemployment in 2020. Some of you might have been on unemployment a lot this year, or you went back to a job you might not be making as much as you was making before. So that's why it's going to be very, very, very beneficial for you to make sure that you have a copy of your 2019 taxes. You're also going to need your 2020 taxes because some of you elected to spread your 401k out over a 3-year period. And if a person does not have your taxes from last year, then we're not going to know the correct numbers to put in to make sure that your return is calculated properly. And the thing about that is that if those numbers are not correct, I'm sure they're going to be rejected. The return is not going to even be able to go out. because that's one of those things, kind of like when they did that first time home buyer credit and they spread it over 15 years. It's similar to that. Like, you're going to have to know those numbers in order for your return to even go to the IRS. So that's why you will need your 2020. So make sure, again, that you have your hands on your 2019 and your 2020. Now, again, if you're going to the same people that have been on your taxes for those 2 years, then you don't necessarily need them because they should have that on file. But if you're going to somebody new, or if you're going to try to do your taxes this year, I don't know if that's smart, on your own, then you're going to need those 2 copies. All right. Then you need to change your address. This is the perfect time to change your address so that any W-2s, any 1099s, any tax documents that you need to get in the mail, that you are able to get it. Okay, so a lot of y'all wait till the last minute and then you be like, oh, I changed my address last year, my W-2 hasn't came, or I'm still waiting for this. So you need to kind of make a list of what you had going on this year that you could possibly get a tax document from, and you need to update your address with those people. You also need to update your address with the IRS, like because there's different things that come coming out, like different forms that you need from them to file your taxes, that if your address is not correct, then they're going to send it to the wrong address. So you should update your address with the IRS. You need to update your addresses with any financial institute that's going to give you a tax document. And you need to make sure you put in and change your address at the post office. You need to do all 3 of those things if you have moved, because you're going to need a whole lot of different important paperwork this upcoming tax season. And if you don't change your address now, you're going to be in trouble. And I would say now, because usually, like with the IRS, especially with them being behind, they might take forever to change your address. And then a lot of these companies might take forever. I'm predicting tax season still probably won't start until like February, like it did last year. So they give you about 8 weeks to get your stuff in order. So I would definitely change your address. Now, if you're self-employed, that's the end of the year, right? So you got, a couple of days, not a couple of days, but about what's the second? You got like 29 days, 28 days to go into the new tax year. So this is a good time for you to start getting your income together, knowing how much money you made for the year, and definitely getting your expenses together, so that way you know what you can write off, right? We do daily tips on our page every day. So for self-employed people, we'll be having a list of things that you can actually write off. When I get my website redone, I will actually have a link where if you want a form where you can look at like different things you can write off for your business, then you can opt in and download that form. So that'll kind of help you to know what you can write off. As small business owners, a lot of y'all who do not know what you can write off. You don't know how to calculate your income. And going forward, it's going to be very important for you to know these things, because the IRS is not playing. They'll hire more audit agents to audit small businesses. So now it's the time for, if you're a small business owner, whether you do it on the side or you do it full time, it's now the time to start keeping up with your income and your expenses. Because in the past, of course, they have audited small businesses, but they're ramping up audits for small businesses. So you need to make sure that you're ready when they audit you, if you get audited. So the other thing is the child care form. Like, this is something we never promoted. And you go back to my video, I think the first week in November, I talk about this one in detail. But if you got child care for your kids, daycare, you got somebody keeping your kids, make sure you get your form from those people this year. In the past, it wasn't important. The people that own child care centers, they knew they weren't important because a lot of people wasn't really asking for them as much. But you need to make sure you get your child care form from the child care provider at the end of the year, after December 31st, so to make sure you have that when it's time to file your taxes. That's so important for this year. because it's a big credit available for you for childcare this year. So you want to make sure you have that as well. Now I'm going to tell y'all this. Don't be rushing out there to go file y'all taxes. A lot of y'all want to try to go to the people and do with your last paycheck stubs and different stuff like that. Taxes is different now. Okay? It's so different. The IRS is holding your money for anything. And a lot of these numbers that you need for your taxes is not going to be available until mid-January, end of January. So if you're filing your taxes with somebody, where you can't file them before the IRS accept them anyway, right? So it doesn't matter if you go to a tax company at the end of December, beginning of January, they are not filing your taxes. Your taxes is not going out until the IRS opens up. Y'all need to know that anyway. But not only that, you don't want to go give your information to nobody who's saying, okay, you getting a loan, and then when the IRS open up, they just go ahead and send your return out. You don't want to do that this year because you're going to leave so much off of your taxes because there's so much stuff that needs to be on there this year. And as you've seen this past tax season, the IRS is going to be holding tax returns, verifying information. So you want to make sure that you have the correct information on your taxes this year. This is not the year to sit out here and just half do your taxes because it's going to hurt you in the long run. You're going to be thinking you're doing your taxes early or you got your stuff in, and then when it come down to it, you're going to be all jacked up because your money going to be held up all year. Okay, I need to throw that in there. I got my little list over here because I don't want to make sure I don't miss anything for you all. The healthcare form, people who got their healthcare from the marketplace, you still need that 1095A to file your taxes. They usually make that available the first week in January. So make sure, if you don't know for sure if you had insurance from the marketplace, then at the beginning of the year, call them to verify. And that's even if you had it for one day. A lot of people don't be knowing they have it. And then, again, your return get held up. So start, doing some stuff in advance to make sure that you have everything. Stop trying to wait until you get into the tax office to try to come up with what you got. This is why I'm doing this video, so that you're actually prepared, that you're not leaving stuff off your tax return, and that, you got a better chance of not having your stuff stuck at the IRS, okay? So make sure you get your 1095A. Now, these next couple of things is so important, right? Because these are the things that for sure, the IRS is going to be verifying. And these are for sure things that you need to make sure you have correctly. So one of them is the stimulus payment. So, we still in that stimulus payment era where, you had two that you got at the beginning of the year. You got one last year, one at the beginning of the year this year. Those are kind of irrelevant because that's stuff that was claimed on this past tax year. Then y'all know, I don't even know when they gave them out, in April, May, can't remember. But the ones that you got $1,400 for each person, right? You need to know how much money did you get. That was a holdup for a lot of people returns. Even if it was a couple of dollars off, that was a holdup for a lot of people returns. So they're going to be issuing letter 6475. Letter 6475 is going to have the dollar amount that you should have received in the stimulus payment. You need to make sure you take that letter into your tax company to let them know how much to actually put in. Don't go there trying to guess this year. Okay? Well, I think I got this for this many kids. Oh, I think I got this. I don't think I got that much. You need to know the exact number of what you receive in that payment because it has to go on the tax return. If it's incorrect, you're probably going to get held up. Now, for people who might never got their money, the $1,400, again, they'll have the recovery rebate credit where if you did not get it this tax season or during the year, then you're able to claim it next tax season. I'm not 100% sure if like they're doing it like they did last year, like if you had a kid this year. I think they are. Like if you had a kid this year in 2021, oh, they are. My bad. If you had a kid in 2021, then you're able to claim that for recovery rebate on your 2021 taxes next year. So again, you just got to make sure that you know how much that is. The IRS is going to send you that letter out supposedly at the beginning of the year too. Then you have the people who been getting the advanced child tax credit all year. So when did it start? It started in July, I think. From July to December. I think y'all get your last payment on December the 15th. So if you've been getting the advanced child tax credit for the last 6 months of the year, you're going to get letter 6419. And letter 6419 should have the total amount that you received in the advanced child tax credit. Again, that's going to be very important because if those numbers are wrong, the IRS is going to hold your return. So you cannot guess. And then because with the advanced child tax credit, some of y'all wasn't getting your payment every month. Like they might have missed a month or two. That's why it's going to be real, real important for you to know those exact dollar amounts. Now, if they did miss a month or two or however many during the tax year, then you'll get that money when you file your taxes. So, those are just a couple of things that, you all kind of need to do to get ready for tax season. And this last thing I'm going to recommend is open up an account on irs.gov. As a taxpayer, you can create an online account. By you creating that online account, making sure you keep up with your password and your username, then say for instance you miss some of these things that I just named, like the letters that they're gonna give you at the beginning of the year. Then you're able to go, or you don't have a copy of your tax return because it's a whole lot of bootleg tax offices that be changing your tax return and doing all that crazy stuff. So even if they give you a copy, it doesn't mean that it's right. So make sure, if you go ahead and you do an online account, then you're able to pull all this stuff up. Your tax copies of your tax returns, you're able to see the dollar amount that was deposited for the advanced child tax credit. You're able to see how much you got in the stimulus payment. So again, if you don't have an online account with the IRS, I just recommend you to just register with them and get your online account so that way you're able to know. Now, I think I read somewhere where people that did the advanced child tax credit, I think they're going to kind of have that portal open where you can register or go on there to look at those dollar amounts. But I don't know if they're going to do it for sure. I'm sure they are, but because we don't know, just make sure, again, that when you get letters from the IRS and different documents this year, make sure you keep up with them. The other thing that I did not mention is your IP PIN. Now, they do have it online where now you can go and you can look up your IP PIN and be able to get it instantly online, right? But just in case you cannot get through online, you want to make sure that you keep that letter that they issue at the beginning of every year for that IP PIN. So IP PIN is for people who had identity theft in the past and you registered to get an IP PIN for you or your dependents. So you have to have that in order to electronically file. Now again, they do have an online source where you can go. But the thing about the online sources is that you have to have certain things to verify yourself. And some of y'all do not have those things. So you want to make sure that you're keeping up with the letters that they send you. Okay? A quick tip that can help you with that, with either of these things, is like when you receive the letter, just in case you lose the letter, take a picture of the letter, right? And put it in your phone. And then I will email it to myself, or I'll just keep it in my phone. That way, if you lose it, then you're ready for this upcoming tax season. So, I hope I helped you all. I hope y'all can understand me talking. Could y'all understand me? Because I feel like I'm like my mouth's kind of tied up. Like my mouth kind of tied up and I can't pronunciate the words that I'm saying out my mouth. Thank you, Kawana. Okay, so you can't hear me. Okay. So, again, I hope y'all are ready for this tax season. It's going to be very beneficial to a lot of people. And for some of y'all, it's not going to be. But some of these things that I was able to tell you about, this is going to help you be really, 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 really prepared for this upcoming tax season. It's real frustrating when y'all come to the tax office and y'all don't have the stuff that y'all need. And so this is going to help you get those things, because you're going to delay being able to file your taxes if you don't have half this stuff I just named. And all this stuff is important because the IRS is a trip. They don't answer their phones, and you want to make sure that you have everything that you're supposed to have on your taxes. Okay? So I promise y'all, I'm going to come back to y'all next week. I'm not going to skip a week. Next Wednesday morning. So I'm back to my regular routine until hopefully the end of tax season. Every Wednesday morning, I'll be here to talk to you about another topic. And believe you me, we have a lot to talk about. Now, what I need y'all to do for me is like Xpert Tax Service page. So if you have not liked our page, make sure you like our page. And if you want to know and hear me live, or you might want to ask some questions while I'm live, then make sure you cut on your notifications to know when I am coming live, right? Definitely get ready for us. Like if you're looking for a new tax preparer, or you would like to try us out this year, we're going to still have our virtual service. So it doesn't matter where you live, you'll be able to get your taxes done with us. If you have like personal questions that you want to ask me, now is the time to ask me. I might not get back with you within immediately, but I'll get back with you. When tax season come in, I don't have that much time to answer questions in the inbox as much as I like. But if you have different questions to ask me, then ask me in the inbox. I don't like doing a whole lot of calling. That's a lot of time. That's very time consuming for me. So a lot of y'all ask me to call y'all, or can you have a conversation with me? I'm not really good at calling unless it's gonna make some money. I would like to talk to y'all, but then the time y'all go on, and I don't have that much time. So it's just best to ask the question in the inbox. And then if I feel like it's something that I need to have a conversation with you on, I will tell you to send me your number and I'll give you a call. But also know this, some of y'all will send me y'all number to give y'all a call, and I call y'all when I'm free, but y'all don't answer your phone. So don't get nobody y'all number to call y'all, and then y'all don't answer the phone, and then you never hear from me, and then you think you'll be saying that I didn't call you, I didn't follow up with you. So sometimes the follow up be on y'all part. So make sure y'all kind of answer y'all phones if you inbox me and then I tell you to call me. Okay? Well, if I tell you, I'll call you. My sister wanted me to do a recap of the things that I talked about. So just quickly, these are things that you need to do to get ready for the upcoming tax season. Make sure you have a copy of your 2019 and 2020 tax return. Make sure you change your addresses with the U.S. Postal Service. Change your address with IRS. And change your address with any financial institute that you might get a tax document from. Make sure if you have your kids in child care, or if somebody's keeping your kids that don't have child care center, but they might keep them at home, or they might come to your home, make sure you get something from them saying how much you paid them for the year. Make sure you have their EIN, Social Security number, address. You need that document. A very, very, very good credit for this year. Make sure that if you got health insurance from the marketplace, make sure that you get your 1095A from the marketplace. If you're not sure if you're going to get a form from the marketplace, make sure you call them at the beginning of the year and try to obtain your form instead of trying to wait until it's time for you to file your taxes. You got the stimulus payment for this year. the $1,400 for each person. You're going to get $464.75 when they mail that to you. Make sure that you keep that letter, okay? My recommendation is to take a picture of it just in case you lose it, because you need that exact dollar amount that you received. Make sure if you receive the advanced child tax credit over the last 6 months, make sure you look for letter 6419 so that you know the total amount that you received for the advanced child tax credit. You're going to need those exact numbers. Make sure you get your IP PIN that they mail out to you in January. That is for people who have identity theft, right? Make sure you keep up with that, because you cannot electronically file out if you do not have that PIN. Then to knock a lot of these things out, if you do not have an online account with the IRS, you might want to create your online account with the IRS. That way, if you can't get in touch with the person that did your taxes and you need a copy, you can get a copy of your taxes. You can get a copy of your transcript. You can see the dollar amounts that you got for the economic stimulus payment. You can see the dollar amount that you got for the advanced child tax credit. That's going to be your best bet. I know some of y'all cannot do that because you have to have certain things to verify yourself, but those are the key components of the things that you need to do to get ready for this upcoming tax season. So again, like Xpert Tax Service page, make sure y'all like the post. Make sure if it's something that you think somebody else need to hear, which I know it is, share it out and tag other people. I'll see y'all next week. I love you all. Bye.